Hello, welcome to PC Jack. If we rewind back to October of last year, we saw the surprising launch of Windows 11. And at the time, I decided to upgrade to see exactly what all the fuss was about. And to my discovery, it was basically a reskinned version of Windows 10, which was fairly okay at the time. That was until about 6 months later, where I decided to discover a multitude of problems. So today, we're going to talk about some of the problems that Windows 11 still faces, why I've rolled back to Windows 10, and what needs to be fixed. There are things I already disliked about Windows 11, which I already discussed in my first impressions video, so if you are curious to find out my overall thoughts and what Windows 11 is like in general, then I'd advise checking out that video. So, the biggest reason for me to uninstall Windows 11 has been that Premiere Pro has been acting up very strangely. Now, I'm well aware that Premiere Pro has its own set of problems, but a lot of the problems I've encountered on Windows 11 were not prevalent for me in Windows 10. Some of these include moving imported files to my timeline would only result in the audio file being transferred over and not the video. And the only way I found to work around this was to import more than one file into the timeline at the same time in order to have both the video and the audio track imported. Secondly, after exporting my project, I find a lot of the dialogue will be cut out from my audio track. So the only way I could work around this was to export the audio in its own file and then re-import that into the video and then export. The most major problem I encountered was if I did something as simple as added a pan effect to a clip or even just added an adjustment layer, the whole program would just seize up and lag horrendously. The only solution for this was for me to make the necessary changes I was wanting to make when it comes to stuff like pans or adjustment layers and then re-import it back into the project afterwards, which is a complete pain in the arse. Again, some of these problems could be pinned down more so to Premiere rather than Windows 11, but like I said, I haven't had any of these problems on Windows 10 since I've rolled back. And considering the time limits I have in order to create these videos, I don't want to be dealing with silly issues like that on Windows 11. Since rolling back to Windows 10, I've had no problems with video editing, and it's good to actually be able to get my projects out in a reasonable manner and not have to compromise on the editing process. So what about something that can definitely be pinned down on Windows 11's part? Well, among other issues, File Explorer would just crash and freeze for no apparent reason. Now, it seems I'm not alone in this issue, and trying to find just a specific file can be a task in itself, and it's really irritating. Not only File Explorer, but Steam would also insta-crash upon loading it up, and I have no idea why this would happen. The only way I can actually fix it was to go into my task manager and completely kill any background processes for Steam in order for this to actually boot. Another annoying bug I've encountered is a noticeable delay in Windows Search. Now, Windows Search has always been pretty lackluster at the best of times, but seeing a noticeable delay when I'm typing something in the Windows Search box is pretty concerning. Not only have applications been troublesome when using Windows 11, but I've also encountered a lot more BSODs than I have normally. The error messages seem to point to some sort of memory issue, but the kit memory in my main system has no problems whatsoever and passes memtest without fail, and even works in other systems, so it definitely doesn't seem like it's a hardware issue. But Windows 11 seems to disagree. Now, I know even Windows 10 can be victim to the occasional BSOD, but nothing as frequent as what I've experienced with Windows 11 in the last couple of weeks. Thankfully though, I must say that gaming performance has been pretty fine on Windows 11, and I haven't actually had any issues that I could pin down specifically to Windows 11, so that's a plus at least, but considering this is my main system, gaming is only a part of the duties that it has to handle. Another thing I use my system for is streaming, and I've noticed more so when I'm doing my live shows and using a browser that there's a very interesting lag and delay in my mouse movement. But considering that I haven't got that many tabs open in my browser, and obviously I got things like OBS and whatnot open, it shouldn't really make that much of a difference. So those are some of my biggest issues with Windows 11, and as someone who needs a reliable driver in order to get my work done, and also to be able to unwind at the end of the day and play some games, I don't want to be dealing with these issues, so the fact that I've been able to roll back to Windows 10 has been a massive help, and getting back into Windows 10 has just shown me how much more of a stable OS it can be at times. And since reverting back, I've had no complaints whatsoever. The groundwork has been established for Windows 11, but it does still seem like we're a bit of a ways off before we see mass adoption compared to something like Windows 10. But of course, there are exceptions, most notably Intel 12th Gen users. The way Alder Lake work with its big little architecture caters pretty closely to the way that Windows 11 uses its task scheduler, which is very useful for its P&E core design. I'll probably continue using Windows 11 on my Alder Lake test bench, but I have to say that I've been seeing a fairly stable system on there so far, and it's also a fairly deep-bloated installation, so that could be another reason why, but only time will tell. Now, the scheduled end support for Windows 10 is actually in 2025, so maybe that would be the right time to jump off where Windows 11 will be much more stable, but for now though, Microsoft have definitely got their work cut out for them. So, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, then please feel free to like and subscribe for more videos on the way soon. Also, let us know down in the comments below if you're using Windows 11, or if you've had to revert back to Windows 10, or even if you're using a Linux distro instead. I'd love to hear your thoughts, especially if you're using Windows 11 and some of the issues you may be encountering as well, in case they're similar to mine. If you're after more PC Jack content though, then make sure to check out my Twitch channel where I live stream every Monday and Thursday. If you miss a stream though, then make sure to check out the PC Jack VODs YouTube channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at PCJack94. If you'd like to talk more with myself and other like-minded hardware enthusiasts, then make sure to check out the PC Jack Discord. If you'd like to support the channel even further though, then make sure to check out the PC Jack Patreon where you can claim exclusive benefits while helping to fund everything I do on the channel for you guys. You can find links to all those in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.